How to price your first digital product when you've never sold anything. There's no sales history to lean on yet, so here's how to pick a number with confidence. You don't have a bestseller list to check, a dashboard full of past sales, or a competitor's exact numbers to copy. You just have a product you built, a blank price field, and the very reasonable fear of typing in a number that scares everyone away. This is the moment most first-time sellers freeze, and where a lot of them quietly type in something like $5 out of pure nerves, not strategy. That number isn't safe. It's a guess dressed up as caution, and it usually costs more in the long run than a slightly too high price ever would. Here's a real framework for picking your first price, one that doesn't require sales history you don't have yet. Why your first price feels impossible to pick. Pricing anxiety on a first product is about the absence of proof. Experienced sellers price with a rearview mirror. They know what converted last time, what refund requests look like, what their audience actually paid. You're pricing with no mirror at all, which makes any number feel arbitrary. The instinct is to compensate by going low, on the theory that cheap is safe. In practice, a price that's too low often converts worse, because buyers use price as one of their only quality signals when they have nothing else to judge you by. A $7 tag next to a polished product description can read as, "This might be thin," just as easily as "This is a bargain." The reframe. You're not pricing your effort. You're pricing the specific problem you solve and the time or stress it saves the buyer. That shift alone moves most first-timers up, not down. Anchor pricing. Give buyers a reason your number makes sense. Anchoring means showing buyers a reference point before your price, so the number lands in context instead of floating alone. A $19 caption pack with zero context is just a number. Mention that a freelance caption writer charges $40 plus per post, or that a comparable course runs $150, and your $19 suddenly reads as generous. You don't need to name competitors. Describing the alternative, hiring this out, 20 hours of trial and error, a $200 coaching package covering the same ground, does the anchoring work just as well. Mention what the DIY alternative costs in time or money, even roughly. Reference the outcome, saves 6+ hours. The exact template I use for paying clients, rather than the file count. If you have any tier at all, put your target price in the middle or as the highest option. A $9, $29, $59 spread makes $29 feel like the obvious pick. This is where a real storefront beats a bare payment link. When you create your store, you get a proper product page with room for description, imagery, and proof, not just a strike button. That extra context does pricing work for you before a buyer even sees the number. Illustrative price bands by product type. These are starting ranges, not rules. Your niche and depth will move you within them. Treat them as a sanity check against pricing too far below what buyers already expect to pay. Rule of thumb. If your product would take a buyer more than an hour to recreate on their own, or it's the exact system you use with your own paying clients, you're almost always safe starting at the top half of the range, not the bottom. How to avoid underpricing out of fear. Underpricing rarely happens because someone did the math and concluded a low number was correct. It happens because a low number feels emotionally safer to hit publish on. That fear-based price doesn't just cost revenue per sale. It can suppress how many sales you get, because it removes the anchor of confidence buyers are subconsciously looking for. A creator who prices with conviction, backed by a clear outcome, reads as more credible than one pricing apologetically low. A nervous price and a nervous product description send the same signal to a buyer, even if the product itself is excellent. Did you pick this number because of what it's worth, or because it felt like it wouldn't offend anyone? Would you be embarrassed to charge this to someone you respect? Does your price sit inside the illustrative range for your product type, not below it? Have you described the outcome, Time saved, result achieved, anywhere near the price? Is this a round, confident number, $29, rather than an apologetic one, $4.99? If you're still nervous, remember a low launch price isn't reversible the way you'd hope. Early customers remember what they paid, and raising the price on the same offer later can feel like a bait and switch to your most loyal fans. It's far easier to launch at a defensible price and occasionally run a limited time promotion than to launch cheap and try to walk it back up. Turning a price into a real, sellable product page. A number in your head isn't a price yet. It needs a page. This is where store.fan's product setup earns its keep. Write a clear title and description, add your price, and connect Stripe or a PayPal email so payment is automatic on both ends. The moment someone pays, they get a secure download link on screen and by email with 0 manual steps from you. That instant, professional delivery justifies a confident price. A buyer who gets immediate, polished access is far less likely to second-guess what they paid. Write your product title around the outcome, not the format. Get 30 days of captions written for you beats caption template pack. Set your price inside the relevant band above and round it to a confident number. Add 2 to 3 lines describing who it's for and what they walk away with. Connect Stripe or PayPal so checkout and delivery are fully automatic. Publish, then share your one store fan link in your bio so every platform points to the same page. If you want to see this working before you build your own, a live example store shows how pricing, description, and checkout sit side by side. What plan and fees mean for your first price? One thing worth knowing before you finalize a number: your plan affects how much of each sale you keep. Since paid plans carry 0% platform fees while the free plan doesn't. Factor that in loosely. If you're testing your first product on the free plan, revisit your price once you move to a paid plan. Either way, adjust the plan, not the value you're charging for. FAQ: pricing your first product. Every first price is a guess dressed up as a decision. The difference is whether it's informed or fearful. Anchor to the outcome. Start inside a real range instead of beneath it. And let a proper product page do the convincing your price alone can't. The number matters far less than most first-timers think. What matters is opening the store and finding out. Key takeaways. Anchor your price to the outcome the buyer gets, not the hours you spent making it. Illustrative price bands exist for a reason. Start inside the range for your product type, not below it. Underpricing doesn't just cost you money, it can quietly signal low quality to buyers. A round number price with a clear why beats an apologetic discount every time. You can always raise your price later. A low price sets a ceiling that's hard to break out of. Start your creator store free at store.fan.